looking at animals that can be found in Costa Rica for my Draw Around the World in Colour Pencil students, I decided to create a tutorial of how to draw this amazing red-eyed tree frog because of its fabulous coloration. I started with the eye as it's one of the main focal points, and to get those bright colours I applied some white pencil to the paper first. I also put some yellow in just to try and lift out the colours a little bit more before applying some cornelian for the bright orange, and I also used colours such as natural russet and the perylene brown to get those deep red shades. Looking at the body, I started in the same way by using the white to work out the different tonal values of the frog. Once I'd got the white down, I needed to consider my greens, and I used a range of greens from the luminance pencils, predominantly the grass green, but also I used some lighter green, the cobalt green, and I used some yellowy greens, the moss green and the dark phalocyanine green. I also used a range of blues and greys within this bit as well, where they've obviously got the changing of the colour, and the middle cobalt blue played a key part in this. I then did a few final tweaks to the eye just to get the contrast and values right before moving on to the underside of the frog. This time, instead of using a white, I used a Payne's Grey 60 to get the modelling of the tonal values correct, before applying some olive brown, some moss green, some Payne's Grey 30, and also I used some light cobalt blue and violet and perylene brown with the shifting of the colours as we come down the front of his body. This section has got some nice yellows and reds, and I also looked at using some pinky purple tones in there, such as the manganese violet, which worked really well. As the front leg is being hit by the sunlight, I used the white again underneath the colours just to make them more vibrant. The middle cobalt blue and the light cobalt blue played a big part in this area to really get those lights and darks amongst the blues. Again, I used the white, and then I applied some grass green and cobalt green and the light cobalt blue to get the texture within his front leg, and I also used the black of the paper to kind of help just with those little darker marks that are showing through, and the white to create kind of that watery, slimy kind of texture that he's got going on. For the dark part of his body and legs that are in shadow, I've really used the black paper to help me here. As I wanted the fingers to be nice and bright and vibrant, I used the white underneath the same colours that I used on the eye. The cornelian orange, I used some bismuth yellow along with the perylene brown. Also there's a little bit of violet in there to get the darker colours. And the white played a part in getting those nice highlighted bits in there as well. Now, even though this is a study and not a full picture, I still wanted to provide some context and not just have the frog floating around on the piece of paper. So I wanted to get some greenery in there. Now, for me, I wanted it to be fading out at the top and the bottom, so we didn't have hard edges at those ends. So I've used the black of the paper to really help me with that. Now, any lighter bits that I wanted to stand out, I used some white and the light cobalt blue. Now, for the bits that I really wanted brighter, I added in a little bit of the spring green and used that along with the greens that I had been using within the frog. I used the same greens to keep some unity within the picture so that it was harmonious. And I also used the Indanthrone blue and the perylene brown to darken up any areas that were in shadow and to help fade out the darker bits. If you would like to have a go at drawing this sweet little red-eyed tree frog with me in real time, then the good news is you can. Visit my online art school, izzyschoolofart.co.uk, and you can find it as part of my Draw Around the World in Coloured Pencils membership. Whilst you are part of the group, you will have access to all of the in-depth tutorials, including studies, full pictures, and learning how to draw textures. You can cancel at any time, and there is even an option to get video feedback on your drawings. I've popped the link in the description below for you. If you've enjoyed this time-lapse video, then be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future content, and it also really helps me to grow it. So thank you.